h3.
And in the meantime, the Armageddon game between Anish Giri and Topalov has kicked off.
All right, let's watch that one.
Let's watch that one because well, the play
More
gets
Catalan. Never
faster
change drawing
and
opening.
furious.
They repeat the same line. They debate it. In the classical, Queen c2, c6. Who's the first to deviate? Bishop f4, knight h5 was the game. Then e3.
Okay.
Topalov switches it up.
He plays the main line.
No, that was the game. b6, knight b2. Sorry. Now knight h5. Anish still convinced
Oh.
that what he did was right. They're just repeating their game. Or maybe Anish will. We'll just make another draw here with white.
He can't.
Just stick to it.
He can't repeat because otherwise he loses the game.
Can still do it. But there was a deviation. C takes D.
E
takes D.
D5.
Now the structure changes. H4. This has become a thing. Like, I think they call it the Christmas tree setup. Put the bishop here, and then you build this V.
Okay.
Computers really, really enjoy the Christmas tree.
And well, black playing very sensibly. Rook c8, preparing c5, and well, Anish not using too much time on the clock.
Knight B1.
Very sophisticated.
Deep stuff.
Yeah,
See,
get the
this
knight to the c3 square.
Needs to be here. I only just realized. Should have put it there directly.
He could have done if he was feeling a little bit fruity. Okay, so now we see a trade. Pawn takes forced. c5, breakout. Love it.
Knight
Rook.
C3. Knight to F6. Okay. Just maneuvering.
Yeah, you know, I guess black simply has to maintain all the tension. One thing I would be tempted to do is if Rook D1 were to come, I would actually close the position down.
You want to go C4?
C4, yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Either that
Usually
or I'd go, either that or I would try to go Rook C7 and Queen A8.
That's
Live on the
too
edge.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
I like A6 because it's potentially preparing
Yeah.
these pushes. I'm curious even if Anish will go A4 just to stop B5. For good.
And just a reminder of the time control. So the players started off with Anish Giri having 10 minutes, whilst Veselin Topalov has 7 minutes on the clock. The players do not get any increment until move 41, upon which they will get 1 second added bonus. Until then, it will be fast, furious, and absolutely adrenaline-packed stuff.
Oof.
That's it. It's our favorite type of chess. My favorite type of chess. I shouldn't speak for you.
No, I'm a big fan too. Anish, the Fast and the Furious Giri. Thinking about it, what's gonna be? I'd go A4, but he doesn't seem to want to play it. Rook E1 is another natural move. DC5 if he feels like forcing it. What would you do?
I would be tempted to play DC5 just because I don't know what to do. And one of my chess weaknesses is when I don't know what to do, I just trade off pieces.
Oh,
Can't maintain the tension, as one of the former England team captains tell me.
Yeah, there's a skill to be able to do nothing. But I haven't read Mickey Adams' book, but I would imagine he's amazing at keeping the tension.
Yeah,
doing
probably
nothing.
making a move
Probably
like
can
Rook
teach
E1.
us. Yeah, and I don't know if we want to allow B5. That's why I thought A4 maybe.
But then after B5, okay. Well,
See,
it looks like
Anish also.
doesn't maintain
Can't wait
the
around.
tension. Oh dear. Okay, Rook takes.
DC, Rook takes, interesting.
I'm a little bit worried for the players when they start making my suggestions. I have an uncanny ability to get their blunders.
Looked like a good move, especially if rook takes is the answer. I was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
concerned about BC.
Me too. Okay, now comes rook e1.
Centralizing. Giri doing well.
Definitely doing well. And he's got ideas of going, I guess, knight to d4, knight to f5.
Yeah, looks on paper like black should be okay with the two bishops and the passed pawn and the white double pawns. But this bishop is very passive. Once this knight starts getting jumpy, the white king is safer. It's an underrated effect of these 4 pawns. They protect the king quite well.
And queen b3 on the board. Pressure on the weak d5 pawn. Also b6. Keeping, what else?
Doesn't look great for Topalov, at least in a practical game. Seems so much easier to go wrong with black. Well, white has all kinds of natural moves or half threats.
And what else to do? I mean, trying to think of them. It's difficult to suggest a move. I think I probably would just play b5 if I were in Topalov's shoes and just find a square for the queen. Whether that's a good move, probably not.
No, it's very logical. I'm a bit concerned about this a4, but maybe it's not. It's not the end of the world.
Whether there's a knight a4 at the end of things.
Oh,
as
did I
well.
blend that? Oh, yeah, sorry.
So
That's a good point.
I led you into a trap. Okay, well,
Topalov goes h6.
yeah, but now knight d4.
Problem with h6 is now it's really hard to play g6 because you weaken that square, so you will always get loosened there. Knight d4 plate. Still, is that a big threat? Can black just play here? No, bishop f8.
I guess so. I mean, I don't really see a constructive plan for black. And the clock is ticking down, so...
Veselin Topalov, not known as a blitz specialist, of course, has had good results. Can beat anybody in the game, but it's not supposed to be his main strength.
One of the things I noticed about Topalov's games, especially the recent ones, is that he's great at closed positions. And when it comes to open positions, not quite as good. Well, obviously still amazing, but...
That's interesting, because people think of him as an aggressive player.
Yeah, yeah. But you can be aggressive, like, in a closed.
It's true.
And bishop f8. There are a few ideas that I saw that he had, and I was like, right, I'm putting that in my database. Rook takes rook. And Anish playing with the pieces before he made the move. And what do you think about this recapture? Knight takes.
I think he had to, because after queen takes, the pawn on
Yeah.
b6 was dropping. But he probably won't be thrilled, and I don't know, Anish will think about getting jumpy. Like either this or more chicken chess club style, try to grab pawn.
Yeah, grabbing a pawn looks good. I also really like your knight f5, knight e3 maneuver. It, what does the computer say? The computer says both those moves, excellent.
Boom. Which one is it, Anish? No, knight c2,
c2.
come on.
Also
Go
very
forward. Does go for the same square.
good. Knight e3.
But if you can choose one route to e3.
But this one's protected. This is one thing I learned. In blitz games, you should protect your pieces. Knight e3 on the board. Incredible amount of
All the
pressure
pieces
on the
are
d5.
covered. I learned from, who was it? I think John Nunn's book, LPDO. Loose pieces drop off. So this
You can
bishop is loose.
Yeah.
He takes the pawn after having brought all his pieces to attack it. There were not enough defenders. So now, how do you recapture?
With a knight. Oh, instead with the
He
bishop.
takes with the bishop. He's worried about the opposite color bishops. After knight takes, bishop takes. And queen c7. Takes.
But
White is of course better, but still some work, no?
yeah, especially if the black queen gets to f3.
Stop that.
So he has to play knight d5 and it's on the board.
Queen c6. So far so good, but sometimes Anish has struggled to finish off games like this, particularly in 10 splits games. Not sure this one qualifies.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Anish. He has to win this position. Nothing else is good enough because it's an Armageddon game.
No choice. We had moved 28, but yeah, neither side has been very, very slow. So Topalov should make it to move 40.
Yep, so I'm just thinking of ways how Anish can improve his position just without any risk. Is it a good idea to kind of put your king in the corner, in the dark square, h2?
No, that weakens f2, so then there's rook to c2.
Yeah.
Not sure what order I would like queen f3, king g2, h5. Maybe start pushing these pawns, h5 or f5, and g4 at the right moment. But Anish, he can't decide.
Maybe it's kind of a good idea to hold the second row. Just kind of go rook d2 with your idea of king g2, queen f3, but not allow rook c2.
Very solid. Is he going to do that?
Yeah.
No, he's
Well,
played
he's
queen
not.
f3 just very slowly.
Now rook
Rook
c2.
c2 played.
Well, at least there's no rook takes pawn because
Oh,
the
he's
knight
setting.
e7 is a nasty little check.
He set a devious trap with a3.
Oh,
Bishop c5, knight f6, queen f6, knight e7, bishop e7. But hang on, there must be some trick.
No,
Rook
there-
d2,
there's-
rook d2.
rook d2. Okay, yes, rook d2 is very nice.
Not the fanciest trick, but
Oh, but it's good
it
enough.
gets taken, knight e7, and rook c1, king g2. Everything's covered.
His hand is stretched. Is he going to play it? He has to play it because otherwise his play.
Looks like his hand was going for b4. Yeah.
Okay, so the idea is after rook takes pawn, you've got a knight e7 track.
But if bishop takes pawn, is there queen takes?
Yes.
Let's just very briefly show. This was the trick. Bishop f8. Oh, and there's the knight fork. King g2, queen c4. Mistake. And
That's it. Game over. Anish Giri has won the Armageddon game, so he picks up 1.5 points. Again, another impressive game from the white side.
yeah. I thought you were going to say from Giri, but yeah, the classical wasn't that impressive. But white so far is crushing indeed.